So disaster strikes. For some reason, let's say maybe you've created a sequence and you did some editing to it, or your client calls up and says, we want some revisions, we want to take this shot out and that shot out, and you do maybe a day's work, and then you get it all done and the client says, we actually like it better the way it was originally. And you realize with a flush of embarrassment that you never duplicated that sequence and you don't have the original anymore because you edited over the original. What do? Well, you go to the Avid Attic, which is very similar to Final Cut's backups. Avid calls it the Attic instead of Autosave Vault in Final Cut Pro. The other instance where you might need to use the Attic is if, and I've rarely ever had this happen, you try to launch a bin or open a bin or launch a project and it's completely corrupted and it won't open, and you think, oh my gosh, I've spent 6 days working on this, what do I do? You can find an old version of your sequence which isn't corrupted and use that. So let's show you how to do that. First of all, just as it's not done in Final Cut Pro in the project itself, it's done at the Finder level. So let's hide Media Composer. And here is my hard drive. If you burrow down into your users, then shared, then you go down to your Avid Media Composer application, which in this case is Avid Media Composer. This is an old instance of it with the spaces here. Avid Media Composer, burrow down into the Attic, and then continue into COD1, which is the project we've been working on, and then also into bins. All of the bins for COD1 are here, and AMA DeMarini is one of the main bins that we worked in. Inside the AMA DeMarini folder are 30 versions of your AMA DeMarini bin, all dated and timed at specific intervals. Even if you're trying to get back to something that happened yesterday at 9:35 in the morning, you can still get back to that by selecting this file. Now, right now, this file is called AMA DeMarini 1. You can't simply open it from here. It is a bin, but what Avid wants you to do is to take it out of this bin or copy it. You could even make a duplicate of it and drag this to someplace else on your hard drive. I'm just going to put it on my desktop, and I'm going to name this, instead of AMA DeMarini 1 copy, I'm going to type AVB for Avid Bin. And it asks me whether I want to add, and I do. And so now I've created a brand new bin that was originally created yesterday at 9:35. Now I can open this bin. Let's try doing that. It's here on the desktop. Let's go back to the application. So the one thing to know is you can't open a bin if an instance of that bin is already open. So for example, if I already had AMA DeMarini open, I couldn't open the version that I just created. So I need to close that. Now what I'm going to do is in my project folder, I'm going to choose File and Open Bin. And I'm going to navigate to my desktop, and there's my AMA DeMarini AVB file, and I'm going to choose to open it. And here's my bin from yesterday at 9 in the morning, and you can see there are no sequences in it at all. So this is obviously the state that it was yesterday morning when I started this training. And that's how you use the Attic to get back to previous versions or uncorrupted versions of any of the bins that you have.